What's good, Commanders fans? The Washington Commanders have made a couple of roster moves here. They have released Dominique Hampton, former fifth round pick, I believe. Was he a fifth round pick or a sixth round pick? Let me look that up real quick. Whether he was a fifth or sixth. He was a fifth round pick in last year's draft. And a lot of people were telling me they weren't going to cut him. And I was like, they're going to cut him, man. They're going to keep Kane Madrano over Dominique Hampton. I just released my 53-man roster. And I've done two 53-man rosters so far since training camp has started. I did not have Dominique Hampton on both of those 53-man roster projections. And then you look at the tape and the film that he had against the Patriots. He just got washed. He got lost in the sauce. He got lost in the traffic against offensive linemen. He was transitioning from safety to linebacker. He did go to University of Washington, and it just didn't work out. Like, I'm trying to let me see how many games did he play in last year, if he played in any at all, or if he was just in street clothes for the most part. But I know that Bobby Wagner was his mentor. He played in one game last year, and that was it. And Pro Football Reference lists him as a safety as well. Yeah, so it's. I think this is the right move though. They brought in Duke Riley, so they're replacing him with Duke Riley basically, and Kane Madrano is gonna stay on the roster. Nick Bellore, and then you got Jordan McGee when he comes back from his injury or whatever is going on with him. Then you have Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu. That's the linebacking core right there. So there's really not much room for Dominique Hampton. I don't think Duke Riley's gonna make the roster either, but. You know, this Adam Peters is not like previous regimes where they would hold on to their draft picks. Even if they made a mistake, they just wanted to hold on so much. You know, guys like Braden Daniels, they would stash him on IR, even though they knew he wasn't ready to play in the NFL. There's other guys, Jerron Christian from other regimes, guys like that they just knew that weren't really ready to play NFL football or not good enough, and they held on to those guys. And Dominique Hampton trying to make that transition. 6'2", 215 pounds, coming out of college, ranked third in his athleticism score for his position, and they listed him as a safety coming out. So it's tough when they try to transition guys at the last minute into a different position. They did it with Jamin Davis last year. They ended up releasing him. He did make the 53-man roster, though. And Dom Hampton is an athlete, 39-inch vertical, 4.5, 40-yard dash. Like, yeah, he's a legit athlete. Like, his athleticism score was pretty darn high. What was his 40-yard dash? 4.5, 40-yard dash, which is pretty darn good. But yeah, I mean, so his weaknesses were inconsistent coverage, always allows too many open field blockers to find him, and that's basically what we saw against the Patriots. The center just got upfield and was just pushing him out the way and just overpowering him against the run. Takes questionable angles when pursuing the ball. Ducks head low as a squared up tackler in the hole. So those were some of the weaknesses that we kind of saw on Friday night, and they just ended up cutting bait with Dominique Hampton and let him go. They should have cut Chris Moore as well. That's something that I said too. I know Louis really thought they were going to keep Dominique Hampton just because of draft status. Like, they're not doing that here. Now, they're not going to go as far to cut Luke McCaffrey. They're not going to go that far. But guys like Dom Hampton only played in one game last year, and they're already kind of packed in the linebacker room and in the safety room. Like, Percy Butler's making a roster. Jeremy Reeves, of course, is making a roster. Like, their spots are just taken, man. The cornerback room is set already. There's 5 corners that are going to make it already. There's 5 safeties that are already going to make it. There's 5 linebackers that we know that are already going to make it. Like, a lot of the defensive spots, there's just not much room for guys to come in. And people still ask me about Gabe Taylor. It's like, yeah, no, there's just no room for him even on the practice squad. So, but I wish Dom Hampton the best. Maybe he locks on somewhere else where another team wanted to take him. And maybe he transitions back to safety where he's more comfortable on a different team and he could become like a special teams guy or some type of contributor some way, somehow. So that's what I'm wishing for Dominique Hampton. And they moved on from him, a former 5th round pick. All right, so the other guys they brought in, they did release Villamay Fehoko, the defensive end who was a San Jose State. They released cornerback Alan George. They also put Lucas Niang on injury reserve. They put Kayvon Seymour on injury reserve. Kayvon Seymour was the cornerback that they brought in last year. He played on the Ravens, and he actually got time. Like, him and Bobby Price did get snaps. It's not like they just sat on the bench the whole time. Like, they did play. They did play. We had a cornerback carousel last year, which is we're not going to have that this year, thank goodness. But we definitely had a cornerback carousel last year for sure. Saying Bassey, I told about him. They did sign him. They signed linebacker Duke Riley. I told about him as well. Now Antonio Hamilton Sr. He went to South Carolina State. He's a corner. Now, something that stood out to me when I did my research on Antonio Hamilton is that he returned punts in college. Now, I know this is 8 years ago. He's 32 years old now. He was drafted. He actually was undrafted in the 2016 year. He was undrafted. He's played for the Raiders, the Giants, the Chiefs, the Buccaneers, the Cardinals, Falcons, Commanders. So he's played for about 7 to 8 different teams now. He has 2 interceptions in his career, 1 fumble recovery in his career as well. He ran a 4.46 40-yard dash, a 38-inch vertical leap, 11-foot broad jump, 14 bench press reps. His RAS score is pretty good too. I'm looking at it right now. Where's it at? Vertical jump was elite. It was great. His broad jump was great as well. His 10-yard split was great. 40-yard dash was good with a 4.46 40-yard dash. 7.88 RAS score overall, which is pretty darn good. His agility grade was bad. His short shuttle was bad. And his 3-cone drill was good with a 5.04 RAS score there. But Antonio Hamilton, like, he's not going to be the roster. Once again, it's just a camp body with Bobby Price being out and Kayvon Seymour being out. So that's why he's going to be on the roster. But he did take the ball away a couple times in his career. So he's got 2 picks. Something to take a look at there. Let's look at some of his PFF numbers. He's had some good games before, though. So in a preseason game in 2018, he played well in 18 total snaps against Detroit with a 90.3 overall grade and a 92.6 coverage grade. In 11 snaps, Hamilton was targeted 3 times and allowed 1 catch for 8 yards and had 2 pass breakups. So that was back now 7 years ago, though. 7 years ago. Let's see what else here. Also, Antonio Hamilton, when he was on the Chiefs, there was one game that he played October 6, 2020, and he had 25 snaps and he had a 72.4 overall PFF grade in that game. So there's some plays where he did make some plays. Oh, in 2020, January 2nd, 2020, there was a game where he made the PFF Team of the Week, where he broke up 4 passes on 8 targets in his first extended action since week 1. So he was on the NFL 17 Team of the Week as well. So there are some times where he did something. He contributed. You know, I'll say that he contributed. He did some things, and he made plays at South Carolina State. But like I said, you know, Jalen Lane's our punt returner, but it's just good to know that you have another guy that's capable of doing it other than just Casimir Allen. So I do like that a little bit. And that is really it for the most part. Let me see what else is there. Oh yeah. His passer rating allowed. I do want to look at that. He was pretty bad last year. He was targeted 3 times. And they converted 3 the quarterbacks went 3 out of 3 against him for 158.3 quarterback rating, which is a perfect quarterback rating. The year before that, he allowed a 90.8 quarterback rating. And then last year, he played 57% of his snaps were on special teams. The year before that, 45% of his snaps were on special teams as well. So those are the roster moves right there. Dan Quinn did say that he has a little bit of concerns about the offensive line with guys being out like Brandon Coleman. And he did say that Laramie Tunzel should be okay, though. So he did say he had some concerns about that. And then about Marcus Mariota, he said, this is what he said about Don Henderson. He said, if it's not going to fit, we'd rather give him a chance to see if he could do his thing somewhere else. Sometimes it's a little easier now than later. So that's what they did with Dominique Hampton there. They're doing a jog through today as well. He said Larry Tunsil looked like he tweaked his. He said about Marcus Mariota. He says he's getting closer, but he's not there yet. And he said with Coleman and Cosme out, Quinn said there is concern with developing chemistry on the offensive line. Still time to work. So, but all right. So that is about it for today. You guys let me know how you guys feel about the moves. Dominique Hampton being released, being cut, the draft pick already being cut. Adam Peters making that move, and Dan Quinn making that move, and Joe Witt Jr. making that move. As always, there's a couple roster spots that are now open, though. I think there's about 2 roster spots open. They may make a move and sign some people. We'll see. Hopefully a kicker and a wide receiver. All right, you guys, as always, Health Commanders. Peace.